Hi everyone, it's Urmi and Sanjay from Jetsetting with us.
Zion and Bryce are two of Utah's most famous national parks, and they couldn't be more different. One towers above you, and the other stretches out below. Both are breathtaking, but if you only have time for one, which should you choose?
We've explored both parks back to back, and we're going to help you figure out which park better suits your style of travel. Let's compare Zion versus Bryce. Scenery, hikes, crowds, weather, and overall experience. Which park deserves a spot at the top of your Utah itinerary list?
Before we get started, be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so you can catch all our adventures to national parks and beyond. That all being said, let's jump right in. Zion and Bryce Canyon National Parks are both in southern Utah, just 2 hours apart, but they feel like completely different worlds. Zion is a deep canyon carved by the Virgin River, warm, lush, and vertical. You look up at the cliffs towering above you. Bryce Canyon, on the other hand, sits at 8,000 feet. It's cooler, quieter, and full of these surreal rock formations called hoodoos. You look down into the landscape instead of up.
Both parks are easy to combine into a single trip. Zion's drama and Bryce's tranquility balance each other perfectly. But both parks do offer a completely unique experience.
Let's start with Zion, Utah's most visited national park, and for good reason. Massive red cliffs tower on both sides thousands of feet above you, while the Virgin River cuts through the canyon. Every turn in this park feels like it's cinematic. We started at the Temple of Sinawava, where the paved trail hugs the river all the way to the start of the Narrows, one of Zion's most famous hikes. You don't need to wade into the water to appreciate it. Just walking here gives you that sense of scale Zion is known for.
We stopped at Big Bend hoping to spot a California condor, one of the rarest birds in North America. Even without a sighting, the walk on the Social River Trail from here was totally worth the stop. Further up the canyon, short trails like Weeping Rock and Emerald Pools offer a completely different side of Zion, shaded, green, and cool. It's a reminder that the park isn't just red rock, it's alive.
One thing worth pointing out for Zion is logistics. The main canyon is shuttle only for most of the year, except for November to March, so parking fills up fast. It's often easier to leave your car in Springdale and ride the shuttle to the visitor center. The shuttle is free.
Zion is intense, immersive, and unforgettable. It will leave you feeling small in the best possible way. In contrast, Bryce Canyon will make you feel like you've left Earth entirely. It's higher, generally speaking a little cooler, and shaped by thousands of slender rock spires called hoodoos, formations you won't see anywhere else on Earth. The main road runs along the rim with a dozen viewpoints you can drive right up to. From Rainbow Point to Sunrise Point, every stop offers a new perspective, sweeping amphitheaters carved out of orange and cream-colored rock.
We hiked the Navajo Loop Trail, one of Bryce's signature walks. It drops down from Sunset Point, winds past 2 bridges, and climbs back up through the narrow switchbacks of Wall Street. A short hike with some of the most dramatic views in the park.
What stands out here isn't just the color, it's the silence. At over 8,000 feet, Bryce feels peaceful, almost meditative, and it never gets as crowded as Zion.
On paper, these parks are only 2 hours apart, but the experience is actually quite a bit different in each one. In Zion, you'll need to plan around the shuttle system. Private cars aren't allowed in the canyon through most of the year, and so you'll either have to find parking in Springdale and catch the shuttle in, or park at the visitor center and then use the shuttle within the Zion park boundaries. This sounds like it's a little bit of a hassle, but in reality, the shuttle's super efficient and it's already included in your park entry fee.
In contrast, Bryce is much easier. You can drive right up to most of the overlooks, and the in-park shuttle is completely optional. It's easier to do on your own schedule and far less crowded, especially in the early mornings. Weather is also very different in these two parks. Zion sits at about 4,000 elevation, so it's a little bit warmer throughout the year. It's best to visit in the spring or fall, but really tough in the midsummer. Bryce, on the other hand, is at twice the elevation, and the summers could be a little cooler, and there's a chance for snow in the wintertime.
If you're doing both in one trip, most people base themselves in St. George or Bryce Canyon City and visit one park per day. The drive between them is scenic with plenty of photo stops along the way. So which park is better? It depends on the type of trip you want. If you love being in the landscape, surrounded by cliffs, water and energy, go for Zion. It's more active, more immersive, and perfect if you enjoy hiking and don't mind some planning.
If you'd rather take it slow, drive, stop, and soak in the views, Bryce Canyon is the better fit. The overlooks are easy to reach, and the park has a calmer, more reflective feel.
Photographers will love both. Zion for scale and depth, Bryce for color and texture. Families or casual travelers will probably find Bryce simpler to explore, while hikers and adventure seekers will get more out of Zion. So here's our overall opinion on Zion versus Bryce. First and foremost, if you have the opportunity to see both in the same trip, by all means go see both parks, and they're both incredible. If you have time for only one of these parks, I would choose it based on the following criteria. If you have kids with you or maybe some elderly folks like your parents, maybe go check out Bryce instead. You'll have your own car and be able to stop at each of the roadside stops on the scenic drive, and it's a much more flexible trip because of that. Zion is really more if you've got the adventure seeker in you and you want to do hikes such as Angel's Landing or the Narrows, which might require you to go through waist-deep water. It's a little bit more difficult if you have elderly parents because you have to deal with the public transit system. And if you have small kids, they may get a little restless on the bus as well. So based on these criteria, choose the park that best fits the type of trip that you're trying to accomplish.
If you're planning a trip to Utah, be sure to check out our other videos in this series where we go into more depth on Bryce, Zion, and hidden state parks in southwestern Utah. If you found this video useful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. It really helps us grow our channel.
Let us know, if you've been to both Zion and Bryce, which one did you think was better? And do you think we missed anything in comparing the two parks? We'd love to hear from you, so please leave a comment below.
We look forward to seeing you on our next adventure. Bye for now.